Good morning, Brownsville. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're watching this feed. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Frank Olivo. Our program focuses on the very important issues that are affecting our local community. We have shed light on injustices and we have allowed for our platform, this mic, to be that of the voice of the people. Now, if this is something that you can see yourself supporting, we ask that you like, comment, and share this live feed. Now, as of late, our Facebook page is at risk of being taken down. The powers that be do not want you, the voter, the constituent, to know the truth. But remember, we will not be silenced. Now, if you're really about the cause and you really want to stand up to corruption and you want to hold our elected leaders accountable, we ask that you subscribe to our social media platforms. We could be found under Olivo Frankie on Facebook and also Frankie Olivo on Facebook and on X, formerly known as Twitter. Currently, right now, we are streaming this live feed on all three platforms, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on X. After we conclude with the show today, I'll make sure to remind y'all and provide the links to each and every one of our platforms. Remember, Brownsville, there may be a time where you might be looking for me and my pages go dark. So we humbly ask of you to subscribe to our YouTube page titled Frankie Olivo TV. Currently, right now, we have 737 subscribers. The goal by the end of this year is to be at 1,000. We're almost at our goal, Brownsville. Remember, I will never, ever ask you for money. I will never, ever ask you for food. Well, depends what you're making. The only thing that I ask, ladies and gentlemen, is to follow our pages and subscribe to our platforms. More importantly, subscribe to our YouTube page titled Frankie Olivo TV. Good Morning Brownsville will come on religiously Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. So please make sure you follow our YouTube page titled Frankie Olivo TV. Remember, fam, we will not be silenced. And always remember, I am forever grateful to each and every one of you for the time and attention that you provide us. Thank you so much for that. How we doing, chat? How we doing? Happy Monday. I hope each and every one of you had a great weekend. It seems as if everyone is out of vacation mode. Summer is just about over. The children, the teachers will be going into the classrooms. The teachers are already in the classroom. Students will be going into the classroom very, very soon. So it seems as if we're going back into normalcy. Important things are happening in Austin today. Legislation will be approved or denied in regards to hemp marijuana. We've been talking about how we would like for our senior citizens, our veterans, to have options. We believe that pharmaceutical companies, lobbyists, they're pressuring those in Austin to get rid of marijuana, to get rid of hemp. I'm all about giving our elderly population and our veterans options for their anxiety and to alleviate their pain, whatever they may have. So we'll be posting on that as well throughout the course of this week. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about something a little bit different. We always focus on important issues. One thing that is important for us to talk about is the housing market in South Texas. As we know, another important issue that is happening in Austin is property taxes. There is a possibility of them eliminating, modifying property taxes. Us here in South Texas, in particular Brownsville, SpaceX has been something that many people, it's a gift and a curse. While it has provided jobs and a better quality of life for some, for others who live on a fixed income, it has been as a detriment. Why? Because of property taxes. That has gone up in our local area. Today, I want to talk about the housing market in South Texas. Is it the right time to jump in? And that is how we will start today's show. Thank you so much for tuning in, Brownsville.
Are you moving to the Rio Grande Valley for work? Or maybe you just want to be near the coast. The only issue is A lot of the new homes popping up around here look the same. But I got a little secret for you. There's a builder in town that does things differently. I'm talking about unique floor plans, beautiful front elevations, and very solid pricing. Like what you see? If you want to get connected to Mahogany Estates, the same company that is building houses just like this, contact me today.
In real estate, it's usually about location, but right now it's about timing. Before development really ramps up and prices begin to spike in this Lago Bayo subdivision, the timing to get a waterfront property is now. Let's compare Rancho Viejo to Lago Bayo. Waterfront property, same size lot in Rancho Viejo is running around 300,000, but here you can get the same size lot on the water for just 159. Discover the hidden gem of Lago Bayo.
Today, joining us, ladies and gentlemen, we have Realtor Jose Nieto. Good morning, Mr. Nieto. How are you doing today?
Hey Frankie, I'm doing good, man. I'm on my toes though. When I was invited by you to come on your show, I'm not gonna lie, you bring out the best in people. You keep everybody honest, and I didn't know what quite to expect, but I tell you what, it is an honor to be here this morning. God bless everybody in Jesus' name.
Uh, Thank you so much for joining us. The reason why I invited you today, Joe, was because you're everywhere. I love following your page because you do give us a glimpse into the life of a real estate agent. One thing that I do want you to focus on is, is it the right time to buy? And I ask that because many people are hesitant to jump into the housing market because of the high interest rates. We saw during COVID, Joe, how people were securing 2, 3, 4% mortgage rates. Right now, they're closer to 6.1, 6.3, possibly up to 7%. Um, in your line of work, what's the best advice that you would give to someone that's on the fence about purchasing a home?
Hey, that's a great question, Frankie. So let me start by saying that we are currently in Brownsville, Omito, Los Fresnos, really in the whole Rio Grande Valley, even in South Padre Island. We're currently in a buyer's market. So what that means is that the market benefits buyers versus sellers, because the amount of opportunities or properties that are on the market are greater than they are buyers. So let me take you back a little bit to 2021, and to help answer the question, give some perspective. Man, it was crazy right after COVID. You talked about these people securing loans, but in the real estate market, it was going nuts. I'm talking about if you had a house for sale, you had 4 or 5 competing offers, sometimes even 10 offers at a time, and there was just more buyers than there was sellers. See what I mean? So in that kind of scenario, you were finding yourself paying a premium. You would have to elevate your bid, and you were paying more for a house than typically that you would normally pay. So fast forward now, you say, hey, well, is it a good time to buy? And let me just tell you, in perspective of buyers, right now there is a lot of options. So what that creates is negotiating power. What do you mean, Joe? Yeah. So if I'm working with the buyer, right, and he's interested, he tells me what kind of house he wants, at what price in what area of town. I said, okay, great. I send him a few, we go see 3 to 5 houses. When he determines that he likes one house, I tell him, okay, let's go. Let's go to negotiations. When I approach the selling agent, when I approach the seller, I tell him, hey, this is a great scenario. I tell him, hey, you know what, my client, he's interested in your house, but he's also interested in two more, just like it, similarly priced. But what can you do to sweeten the deal? How can I get my buyer to choose your house over this one and this one? So now you put the sellers in competition. You see what I mean? You put the sellers to start to bid and offer concessions and offer discounts. And in reality, in a buyer's market, you end up finding great deals. And so it is a great time to buy. I know interest rates are higher, but let me tell you this, if you're able to buy now, secure a great deal on a lot. I'm talking about, look, in real estate, the greatest investment is when it makes sense today. So you're not going to buy a piece of property, for example, that's going to make you money 3 to 5 years down the road. You want to buy a property today that you already in the money, that you already, have some equity from day one. And so when you do that, you're only going to be able to do it in a buyer's market. You don't have to go through the craziness of 5, 10 people bidding on that house, but you're able to secure a good price on your home whenever the interest rate do correct in your favor. You refinance. And now you got the interest rates working in your favor. And then you also have, the great price that you got into. See what I mean? Aside from that, another good reason to buy right now, I mean, as everybody in Brownsville knows, Brownsville's growing. Omito's growing. Los Fresnos is growing. Harlingen is growing. I'm talking about, I mean, I'm working with some people from Lind Company, the management team, and they're all moving down. And it just started. See what I'm saying? And it just started. And so these people, these companies, Lind, LNG, SpaceX, I mean, there's many more on the way. But as soon as they come, that's what it's going to appreciate all real estate assets. And so it is a great time to buy. I'm excited for everybody that lives in Brownsville. I was born and raised here, and it is a great time to buy. Now, listen, um, you know, all real estate agents are not created the same. They're we're different people. We have different strategies, but here's something that I can tell you where I'm different. In real estate, let me give you an example. You always hear of these great buys, right? Like, man, that property sold for X amount, dang, that lot was super cheap, or that house really, like, man, in the woods, or that house in the country club, really it sold for that price. How did I miss it? So for my buyers, this is what I do. You know, just today, just this morning, I'm seeing the new listings, I'm seeing the sold listings, I'm seeing the expired listings. I'm in tune with the market like a good doctor, checking the pulse, I'm checking the vitals. And as soon as something hits, I mean, I'm talking, real estate is timing. As soon as something hits, my clients, VIP clients, are the first to know. And so that you would have the opportunity, you do have, that chance to make an offer on that great deal. And so buyers, if you're interested, let me just motivate you. I know there's a lot of voices going around, interest rates, economy, macro, micro, all kind of deal. But let me just tell you, it makes sense to buy in the Rio Grande Valley today.
And what can you tell us about um, the properties that are out there? Is there a certain area? Are they promising areas or types of properties that investors should be watching for moving forward?
Yeah. So there's many different type of investors. They come in all sizes, and we're seeing movement in all areas. So just for example, multifamily units in the SpaceX area. And Naranjal over there, houses that have been, before, I'm talking 2019, 2020, at a certain level, they've really ramped up. So anything in that area seems to be hot at the moment. But really, man, investors that are acquiring assets, acquiring homes for rentals. Also, right here, I live on Morrison. Anything that pops up on Morrison, um, on this side of the expressway, closer to Paredes, man, they're a good price, and they're also high rental, a high rental rate. So you're getting, a house in the 200,000s, but you're able to charge 18 to $2,200 a house per month. Over on the SpaceX area, when I mentioned multifamily, an approach that investors are taking now are short-term rentals. Hey, they're Airbnb in their duplexes, they're Airbnb in their fourplexes, they're furnishing them and really looking at that kind of a play. And then there's a commercial buyer, right? There's commercial buyers that are looking to scoop up, 2 acre frontage properties on the highway in Brownsville, knowing that it's going to grow. Growing now, the growth in Brownsville is happening from Alton Glore all the way through Madeira. That is the new expansion. Brownsville has already grown this way, right? From Alton Glore, Morrison, 802. It's saturated with businesses, but the next move is going to be, in my opinion, right, from Alton Glore to the Madeira section. So commercial buyers are looking to invest in just that.
So we're seeing a trend where Brownsville's growing to the north. You recently mentioned that, Olmito, Los Fresnos, Harlingen area. What would you say in regards to what would be for a first time home buyer? What's the number one mistake that you've come across that you see in first time home buyers? Is it waiting?
Yeah. So a big mistake is maybe overpaying for your home, maybe rushing into a decision, maybe not exploring all your options. Just to be, just to answer your question, there's down payment assistance programs. There's government grants. There's all kind of programs that first time home buyers can qualify for. And when you rush into something just because you get a pre-approval letter, just because you say, hey, you qualify for 250 or 300 and you rush to pull the trigger, it's really the biggest mistake I made. What they should be doing is, partnering with the great realtor and saying, this is what I'm looking for, and really putting that realtor to work. Having that realtor, connect them with somebody that knows about these programs, that knows about these grants, and that can really, sweeten the deal when they're coming in. I'm talking about zero at closing or even money in their favor is not uncommon. And then secondly, that realtor should be looking at the market every day, have a list of his buyers and see, hey, this house just hit the market. It's just what my buyer's looking for, and it's a great deal. It's time to pull the trigger. So it's really just doing your homework, making a smart decision, and partnering with the right realtor.
What would you say for first time home buyers? Is it important for them to start small, to start on a fixer upper? Many of us, or many people in general, they're always looking for the turnkey. Is there a possibility to where you could get maybe more equity down the road if find a fixer upper and invest some money into it?
Hey, that's a great question. You know what, Frankie? Everybody's different, man. That's one of the things that I really try to be a good listener, and I'm still working on it. It's a great skill to have. The Bible says to listen fast and be slow to speak, right? So when you listen to these people, I'll interview them, I'll have a conversation with them, and you really need to understand who the buyer is and what their plans are. How old are they? What stage of life they're in? And once they tell you why they want to buy, or once you get a glimpse of what is the why behind their decision or their buying, then you can help them better. But just to answer your question, let's say there's a young man, right, entering the workforce or has been in the work.
Think we lost him. Think we have technical difficulties. I'll give him a few minutes for him to come back on. Um, it's very important. What I've noticed is that choosing the right real estate agent is important and crucial. So having someone like Joe Nieto help us, assisting us, facilitating the any transactions is important. Um, there you go. Where
Hey,
were we,
Frankie,
Joe?
sorry, I had a phone call, man. My bad.
No worries.
Yeah.
Where were we?
Yeah. I don't know. I lost my train of thought. What's the last thing you heard?
um,
Oh yeah, yeah, I got it now. So yeah, if a young man, has been in the workforce for, 3, 4 years and he's got his financing in order, I would most definitely, he doesn't have a family. I would most definitely recommend a multifamily versus a single family home where he could live on one side and produce passive income in the other. Because definitely, over the course of 5 to 10 years on that investment, he's going to take advantage of the appreciation, but he's also going to have passive income and be set up for his next move. So yeah, fixer uppers, great. There's some great deals right now. We're working with a house in Rancho Viejo. We're going to put an offer in, and I mean, I'm talking about at a very significant premium on the water. And it's a gentleman from Westlaco, and he's looking to get a great deal where he can fix it up and resell. There's definitely lots of opportunities, and I'm definitely connected to those kind of connections. So yeah, that's a great strategy.
We've heard a lot about SpaceX and LNG. Are we starting to see where people from California, from northern Texas, are looking for homes here? Because when we compare the housing market in states such as California and here South Texas, well, there is a big difference. Are we starting to see a big wave of people coming from the north down to South Texas?
We are. And we're just starting to see the beginning phases of it. I mentioned I was working with some buyers from the Lynn company, the management team, and they're buying $500,000-600,000 homes in the area. So it's a really the first phase, because the management they're starting up these companies, and then the blue collar workers follow. But yes, I want to talk a little bit to the sellers. Not all realtors are created the same. And so this is an example of what I can offer for that out of state kind of market. As we know that these people are going to come and lay roots in the Rio Grande Valley, then you got to make sure that your property is tailored to them. So we specifically target them, and we make videos, just like the ones you saw here a little while ago on the B-roll. And it's just, videos tailored to people in California, Wisconsin, East Coast, Northeast Coast, Northwest Coast. And, they are coming here and they are moving here. And I'm excited because it's going to benefit the real estate market of the Rio Grande Valley.
Is there any trends that we should be looking out for in the housing market in regards to prices, inventory? You did say that it is competitive. Is that better for the buyer? Can we get are they some steals out there?
Man, there's a lot of steals out there. And like I mentioned, negotiating power, like the buyer is in a good position at the moment. Let me just tell you this. If you were to wait to interest rates correct, then you're going to be too late. What's going to happen when interest rates correct in Brownsville, in Los Fresnos, in Omito, in Harlingen, all over the Rio Grande Valley, as soon as that correction comes, we're going to be right back in 2021 where all these buyers are flooding the gates, and there's going to be multiple offers on a bunch of properties. And let me just tell you, that ain't fun for a buyer, because you're trying to get a house, you put an offer in, you're ready to go, and someone else got it. Because there's multiple offers, there's 10, 11, 12 down the road, and you're going to have to overpay for it, and you're going to have to be aggressive. But then the market shifts, and now it's in the seller's favor. But right now, it's in your favor, Mr. Buyer. You got the time to buy is now. And the trend is, let's just take 2020 to 2025. The appreciation, and you guys can see this. I mean, you guys can, testify to what I'm saying. But if you looked at your tax statement from 2020 all the way to 2025, you can see a significant appreciation across the board. Everybody's home is appreciated in value over the last 5 years. Now, we're in 2025, interest rates are high. You know, as these buyers come down, as these people relocate to this great Rio Grande Valley, as these interest rate correct here shortly, I don't know if they're going to correct, but when they do or get in more favorable levels, that appreciation from 2025, let's just call it to 2020, 2030, is going to be very similar to 2020. So if you buy in 2025 before that up appreciation cycle, you're in a really good position.
I do want to inform our community that while the interest rates are high, we do want to remind first time home buyers or just home buyers in general. There are ways for and programs available uh, for us to acquire these properties. I do want to let our community know of several loan officers that could guide us and help us. Not only can Joe Nieto get us into those programs that we need to acquire these properties, these three individuals are good at what they do. They give back to the community, and they're always looking for ways in order to help us. One of them is Jorge Alanis. He can be reached at 956-534-3044. We have Pedro Saavedra, 956-884-9298. And also Diego Hernandez, 956-371-6186. Again, it's important for us to talk to the experts. Not only Joe could help us figure out a way for us to acquire that loan to get us in the door, but these gentlemen as well. So make sure you reach out to them for any questions that you may have in regards to loans, in regards to real estate. Now, Joe, if you could tell us, a little bit about your background, tell us about your journey into real estate. What inspired you to become a realtor?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I never thought I would be a realtor, believe it or not. For the last 10 years, I've been doing business. I had an import export company that would bring in cosmetics from Mexico, and I was selling on Amazon. It went great. You know what I mean? God has blessed me with a family of five, and my wife was able to stay home and raise our beautiful children, and really a great deal. And God blessed us during that phase, but logistics changed, laws changed, and I was unable to, continue that venture. So I had to make a shift. And interestingly enough, my wife just purchased this program on Black Friday to get your real estate license online. And I was able to knock it out. I just did it. And it started to make sense. I found out that it lined up with, my personality, my goals. It really lined up to who I am. So that's kind of how I got started. And it's been a big blessing. And I'm excited to see where it's going to go.
Uh, we spoke a few days ago. I always tell people, I have a bachelor's and a master's, and unfortunately, I'm not using them right now. Um, I'm in debt to my school, thousands of dollars. I have the paper on the wall there that, hey, Frankie, he graduated, but I'm in insurance. I always tell people, Joe, that if you're not going to go to school to become a doctor, if you're not going to become an engineer, a surgeon, an attorney, go to a trade school. Either, plumbers make great money, electricians make great money, but also go into real estate. Me myself, I'm an insurance broker, and that was the best $300 investment that I've ever made. Again, I'm in the whole thousands of dollars for my college education. I'm not using it, unfortunately. Maybe someday I will use that piece of paper, but for the most part, there's many ways in order for us to make a great living. And I always tell people, if you're not going to go to school, you're not going to be a doctor, you're not going to be an attorney, a surgeon, become a real estate agent, become a chef. If not, become a realtor. There's money there.
Yeah, man, that's absolutely right. Trade school, we do need professionals that are very, I tell my kids the same thing. If you guys are going to go to college, then it's got to be a very specific skill that you will be learning at that college. If not, what I do tell them, and I'm sorry if I offend anyone, but in my opinion, you are wasting your money. But no, definitely there's great potential in, insurance, and there is great potential in becoming a realtor. And hey, you know what? There is a great program that's currently being offered by Keller Williams, where you only have to invest $175, and you go at your own pace, and it's online, and you're able to become a realtor. You can knock it out in 3 months like it took me. You could knock it out, sooner or later at your own pace. But let me just tell you this, it's not just getting your license. Getting your license is just like an admission ticket into the ballpark. But once you get that admission ticket, once you're on the field and now it's time to play ball, you really need someone to kind of mentor you and show you how things are done. And I don't profess to be anything of an expert, but what I can tell you is the following. In the last 3 months, I've been able to close over 5 deals. I've been able to acquire 18 listings, and the things that have worked for me, I'm able to teach you. Right. I currently have of another 4 deals under contract that are going to close very soon. And so let me encourage you, if you want to become a realtor, or an insurance broker, reach out to Frankie. But if you want to become a realtor and make, this kind of money that you're seeing on that picture, and you want to, do these things for your family, for yourself, for your God, then hey, consider becoming part of the program. Reach out to me. Reach out to me, give me a text. Hey, I want to become a realtor. And once you get that admission to play ball, I'm telling you, you come under me and I will coach you how I was able to generate 18 listings, close 5 deals, get 4 under contract on the same day, and there's many more coming. There's many more opportunities coming. Right. I'm currently working with developers now. I'm currently working with builders now, and it's getting excited. And you know what? If you become part of the team, if you want to be the best, you got to get around the best. If you want to get things no one else gets, and you got to do things no one else is doing. So if you're thinking about going in insurance, reach out to a guy like Frankie. He's making money. He's making it work. You know what I mean? Ask him for advice. Young people, ask him now. How do I get into it? If you want to become a real estate, a realtor, a real estate agent, hey, reach out to me. I would love to plug you in, love to give you some game, love to give you and start you off right and set you up for success.
That's a great mindset to have. And what motivated you, Joe? Is it, after you get a couple sales, you just get motivated to keep on going, isn't it?
Yeah, well, my motivating factor is, I look at my wife and I look at my kids and I got to make it work, Frankie. I'm all in. And you know what? I've never kind of sat on my hands, never sat on my hands. I've always been proactive, sow and you shall reap. And so that's the motivating factor is my family. As many other Americans, we're talking to all the Rio Grande Valley folks, the pursuit of happiness, to become excellent, to do your best. And you know what? That's what we're about. And let me tell you, for sellers, if you're watching me, seller, let me tell you this: not all realtors are created the same. When you put your house on the market, there's 1,700. I checked just last week of inventory of houses and properties on the market. And so they go on the MLS system, right? Someone goes and takes pictures. Someone, makes a little video and puts it up, and then it disappears into the market. So how do you make your property stand out? You got to partner with the right realtor. This is how you're going to do it. Let me tell you how I'm different. I have figured out a creative way to make sure that your property is alerting the MLS system every day. It is top of mind. It's sending out alerts on Zillow, realtor.com. I'm talking about, instead of it getting lost in the weeds, it's coming and popping out every single day. And so that's something different that I do. Also, whatever deals are going down, let's just say I have a house for sale in the country club. I currently do, 5 Montua. I have one listed. But if another house sells in the country club, hey, I'm picking up that phone and I'm calling other real estate agents that close that deal, and I'm asking them, hey, did only one offer come in for that home, or did you have multiple offers? And they'll say, no, you know what? We had 2 or 3 offers that came in. I would say, hey, well, I got this house. Can you, the people that weren't able to, win the offer, if they're still looking for a house in this area, here's mine. It's good. It's great value. So I'm doing things different, proactively reaching out of state buyers coming into town, and we're also locally pushing your properties to the max. And so, yeah, just wanted to mention that.
And I can attest to that because you're using technology at its finest. You're giving us virtual tours. You're giving us, the full side of the property, and I think technology has a lot to do with that. Is that how you're reaching out to the clients? Because again, the goal is not just to reach the Brownsville market. The goal is to reach the whole United States. So is technology working for you? Is it changing the real estate industry?
Oh, most definitely, man. You got to be good at technology. And you know what? I'm still an infant in this technology game, and there's still a lot to learn. But hey, if you're hungry, if you seek, you shall find, right? We need to fine tune our skill. And that's what we're all about, man. Fine tuning that technology skill, finding the right things. I just started making YouTube videos. I'm out there making YouTube videos. I just started making TikTok videos. I just started, Instagram and Facebook reels. And that's just the beginning. Just the beginning. But we're really excited about what those technology needs are going to produce in the next 2 to 3 months.
Where do you see the housing market heading in the next 1, 2, possibly 3 years, Joe?
Man, you know what? The dollar's weakening, and you might not like that tone that I'm taking, but it's just the reality, right? The dollar is weakening. So much debt, so much money printed. You guys know, and so that's why things like Bitcoin and crypto have been appreciating. But something that will always appreciate, something that will always hold its value, no matter what the dollar does, is real estate. And so if the dollar continues to weaken, your real estate will continue to get stronger. So that's where I see it in the next 3 to 5 years.
What advice, Joe, would you give your younger self starting out in real estate today?
Oh man, I'm just starting, Frankie, but I probably would have said, "Hey, I should have done this a lot sooner." Like you mentioned, man, instead of going and getting in debt in college, I would have just hit the ground running in real estate about 10 years ago.
Do you have any current listings or resources that you'd like to share with the audience today?
Yeah, I got two listings. I mean, I wish I could name them all, but for all my realtors out there, I got a great deal in Laguna Vista. Really, a one in a its kind house. On the golf course. It's 989,000, but it's fully furnished. It is a wow house, turnkey. But really, the reason I want to pitch this to realtors is listen, if you're able to find a buyer for 38 Spoonbill, Laguna Vista, we're offering 1.5% buyer's compensation, right? So that's about 14,000 and change. But on top of that, we're offering $12,500 bonus. So you're talking about a 26 to $27,000 paycheck if you're able to find a buyer. Listen to this, 38 Spoonbill in Laguna Vista. Now that's a great paycheck, and let me tell you, it is not overpriced. We've ran the comps in that area. It's on the money. It's really a unique property, and yeah, that's one. Number two, we got a new subdivision going up right across Rancho Viejo and right next to Madeira. And in these subdivision plays, like there's a great opportunity here because compared to Madeira and compared to Rancho Viejo, this subdivision is really priced competitively because it's early in development. But if you get in now, you get a big premium because a developer, they need to get new construction going there. And as soon as they do, those prices are going to begin to spike. And so Lago Bayo, across from Rancho Viejo, next to Madeira, you can get a smaller lot there for about 70,000. Or if you want a waterfront lot, there's some going up for 159. So that's another area. To my commercial buyers, let me pitch this. Man, I got a prime real estate opportunity right off the expressway on Alton Galore. If you're coming
In real
into
estate, it's
Brownsville,
usually about location, but right now it's about
yeah, that's the Lago Bayo subdivision. Check it out. That drone shows the whole area, and yeah, it's a great time to get in. Look at that waterfront, 159. Over a quarter acre of lots. Houses that are going to be built there they're going to be selling for 185 to $190 a square foot. Builders, you need to get in now, right there in Lago Bayo. And I'm going to backtrack now and go back to the commercial buyers. Guys, if you're looking to set up a franchise, if you're looking to set up a restaurant, a hotel, some apartment complexes in North Brownsville, that's where the city's going to grow. As you exit Alton Glore, there's a great commercial property there, 1.88 acres, price to sell. The address is 5203 North Expressway. And let me just tell you, it is a gem. It's a great buy. And so, yeah, I'm going to pitch those three properties.
Joe, where can our listeners connect with you? or learn more about your services? Do you have an office that maybe they could stop by? Do you have a contact information?
Yeah, definitely. I have three offices really. You can find me in Keller Williams in Brownsville, Keller Williams in Harlingen, or Keller Williams on South Padre Island. And let me give you my direct line. I mean, feel free. There it is, 956-455-4347. And listen, I'm gonna repeat it one more time. 956-455-4347. And listen, it's not about me as a realtor, it's about you. I want to listen to what you want to do and why you want to do it. And really, I either want to solve your problem or help you achieve your dreams. And so, if you like that, I sincerely want to listen to you and I sincerely want to help you get to where you're going.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard the man. If you're interested in buying, selling either homes or commercial property, Joe Nieto is the person to contact. Again, he could be reached at 956-455-4347. Joe Nieto, thank you so much for your time. Any last words before we send you off?
Yeah, man. Hey, guys, tune into Frankie, man. He's doing it. He's being the light in the darkness. It's not easy in exposing, the truth. You start exposing the truth, I'm sure you felt it, Frankie. They come after you, man. They're trying to shut you down. Hey, my guys, subscribe. You know what I mean? Give these guys, share his videos. Really give them the support. It's not easy. Imagine having a big target on your back because you're telling and spitting the truth. That ain't easy, man. But I appreciate what you do. Keep doing it. Let me motivate you. Keep doing it. 100, bro.
I appreciate you, Joe. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. Again, if there's anything that we can help in regards to listing, promoting your services or your properties, we're just a message away, my man.
Thank you. God bless you guys.
Have a good one. Ladies and gentlemen, it's very important for us to choose the right real estate agent. It's crucial for us to ensure to have a smooth and successful property transaction. We need somebody who's knowledgeable, somebody who's trustworthy, an agent that can provide guidance, someone that can negotiate effectively on our behalf. We need somebody to help us navigate through the complex paperwork, legal requirements. At the end of the day, they are the experts. They know and understand the local market. It allows them to price the property competitively and also help us find the best value when we are buying. The right agent, he'll also listen to us, listen to our needs, communicate with us clearly, and work to protect our best interests. Ultimately, having a skilled real estate professional by our side will save us time, reduce stress, and lead us to better financial outcomes. At the end of the day, South Texas is booming. While there are many cons to having SpaceX LNG here in our area, all eyes are on Brownsville, Texas. It is important for us to reach out to individuals such as Joe Nieto to make sure that he helps us find that property that we're seeking. At the end of the day, our homes is the most important thing. While we're out working, our kids, our family are able to enjoy a better quality of life. Make sure you reach out to him. Make sure you reach out also to Jorge Lanis. I'm going to post up their contact information very quickly. Again, if you're interested in purchasing a home, if you're interested in acquiring property, selling your property, and you have some questions, reach out to Joe Nieto, but also make sure you reach out to the loan officers. They'll be able to assist you in providing you or guiding you to those programs that are available if you are a first-time homeowner. Jorge Lanis, he could be reached at 956-534-3044. Pete Saavedra, 956-884-9298. And Diego Hernandez, 956-371-6186. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time and your attention. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page titled Frankie Olivo TV. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. Hope you all have a great Monday. See you when I see you. Peace.